Hello everybody, it's Matthew here. Welcome to another episode of Matt Vlogs. Right now it is April 30th, 2026. It is 5:14 p.m. and today I'm making another video about aging. A little over a year ago, I made a video talking about my thoughts on turning 22 years old, and tomorrow is my 23rd birthday. And today I'm making another video about my thoughts on turning 23 years old. And, even though I've officially reached Unk status, well, I am grateful. I'm very grateful to live another year of life. Now, I was going to film this at the same location I filmed that video about a year ago, but there's some people over there and I didn't want to put them on camera because that's just weird. So I decided I'm just going to go for a little walk in this well, it's a cemetery, but it's also kind of like a nature walk almost. People just walk around here and just enjoy the scenery. I'm not going to put any of the graves on camera for obvious reasons, but yeah, I just want to come on here and just talk about just how life's been and my thoughts on turning 23. So just bear with me because this is going to be a long rambling video. So thoughts on turning 23 years old. And here's the thing, guys. I've seen so many videos of people who are around the same age as me. Sometimes they're younger than me or maybe even older than me, talking about how they're 20 something or sometimes even young as 18, talking about how they feel like they haven't accomplished anything in life. And when I was about to turn 22 years old last year, I remember I felt the same way. I was like, man, I'm about to be 22 years old and I haven't accomplished anything in life. I haven't accomplished anything big. And, the past year, I've learned a lot about, success and working your way up and just how long it can take for some people, not everyone could just get lucky and just be successful spontaneously. All these some of these successful young people you see on TV and YouTube, they either had to work their asses off for years or they got very lucky, like the Hawk Tuah girl and IShowSpeed. Those guys, they got extremely lucky. So yeah, it's either those two situations. Either they worked their butts off since they were very young or they just got extremely lucky. So that's one thing I learned about success and working your way up. And you guys are probably wondering, wait, what the heck do you know about working your way up and success and stuff like that? Well, I was able to move out in this economy. Well, to be fair, with the help of my girlfriend and my roommate, but still, I was able to pay my portion of the rent. We were able to find a good home, and I'm able to pay all my bills and stuff like that. So I would say right now I may not be I don't know, the most successful guy in town, but as somebody who is a Gen Zer, a Zoomer, trying to get through this bad economy, I say I'm doing okay right now, and I do have a job that pays me well, and I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, it's just the job I have right now, it could be a pain. I'm not going to say where I work at for obvious reasons, but I mean, I went from scrubbing toilets back in 22 to 2024 for 13 bucks an hour to making $21 an hour with my new job. And yeah, $21 an hour, it may not be maybe a whole lot of money in this economy, but it's still a good bit of money for someone my age, especially someone like me who dropped out of college. Yeah, I'm a college dropout. I went to a community college, and it just didn't work out, because here's the thing, guys, I'm a hands-on learner. The best way for me to learn is to get into it, to actually do something, not just sit in a class all day. Yeah, I always hated school growing up, and I never saw myself going to college, but I gave it a try and I just didn't like it. I might make a whole video about why I chose not to go to college, another day. But I just want to make this clear right now. I'm not against college. It's just not for me, but that might change. Maybe I'll go to college in the future. But anyways, y'all, sorry about that. I was rambling again. But anyway, so I learned a lot about success, and it takes time and a lot of hard work. And even though I do have a good job, and I technically have my own place, and a girlfriend and a great family, my ultimate goal in life still is to work in the film industry. And I actually tried to make some strives at that. I tried out acting, and I'm still trying to do that. It's hard to find the time with my job. As for filmmaking, I've been trying to make like short films for a couple of years now, but I always either procrastinate, or I just don't have the time to do it, or just don't have the equipment to do it. And it's a really stupid mindset, because we live in a world where everybody has like a camera in their pocket. Like this, for example, everybody has a fucking movie camera in their pocket, so there's really no excuse for not making just a little cheesy film. So this year I'm going to try to be making like some movies on my Move Out Productions channel. I'll leave a link to that in the description if you guys are interested in that. On Move Out Productions, I do all sorts of other things. I do like reaction videos to my friends and stuff like that. So that's like my ultimate dream, is to make a movie one day. I'm a big movie guy, and I'm hoping to work in that field someday. So yeah, and it's gonna take a while. It may take a decade, it may take like 2 decades or whatever, but as long as I reach that goal, that's all that matters to me. It will be cool if I can reach that goal early, of course, but it's gonna take a lot of hard work. And if I am gonna reach that goal super early, it's gonna take a lot of luck too. Hopefully I can get that lucky, but who knows. But yeah, guys, so I just want to say this to anybody that's around my age, like 20 to 23 years old, and you feel like you're behind in life, you feel like, oh man, I'm not successful or anything. Just start right now. Just try to get your shit together, try to get a job. And once you get that job, if you do have like a hobby you're passionate about and you want to turn that into a career, here's what you do. Keep that passion, that career you want to do as a hobby, then have a job that can sustain that hobby. And once your hobby starts making you more money than your actual job, there you go, you have a new job. So yeah, because it's not good to just quit your 9 to 5 to pursue a passion. Okay, here's the thing, don't get me wrong, everybody's dreams are important, but it's also important to make sure you have money in your pocket, like you have food in your stomach, like you're not living out of your car. Like I understand there's this thing called the struggling artist, but I don't think I want to be on the streets. I'm sorry. I like to be in a home. Okay, is there anything else I can talk about before I turn this off? Well, there is one more thing I want to talk about. A lot has changed in the past year. In July, I finally moved out of my parents' house. Things are getting more serious in my relationship with my girlfriend. I'm not going to get into any details on that. I'm meeting new people. I'm about to be in a new position at my like a more serious position at my job, because the position I have at my job, it's considered more of a part-time position, but I'm basically a full-time worker and I make just enough to pay my bills. But now I'm going to get a full-time position with benefits, so that's going to be awesome. Yeah. So again, guys, even though I may not be like Mr. Beast or whatever, I'm happy where I'm at, I mean, there's so many like people around there my age who are unfortunately like, homeless, or they don't have good families, they don't have a girlfriend or stuff like that. And, there's days where I'm like, man, my life sucks so much because I don't know, I didn't get what I want or something, or I wasn't able to do this, I wasn't able to do that. But I have to remind myself that I have a good life. Again, I have a decent job. And one more thing, I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm not trying to like brag about this. I'm just letting you guys know. Like, I have a decent job, I have a great girlfriend, a great roommate, I have good friends, I have a great family. They're not perfect, but I have a great family. I'm living on my own, I'm working my way up. You know, my life may not be perfect. There's lots of things about my life I do need to start like changing. Like, for example, my diet. As you guys can see right here, I eat a lot of junk food. Unfortunately, ever since I started like making a little bit of money, I started using that on like McDonald's and stuff. That's something I do need to change about myself. But you know, I'm not perfect. Yeah, so I always have to just remind myself that I do have it good. And it just makes you feel bad again for all the people out there who are my age and struggling right now, especially in this economy. I remember a few years ago, I had a friend who unfortunately got kicked out of his mom's place, and he was living in hotels. You know, I tried my best to help him out at the time. Thankfully, he's out of that bad situation. Thankfully, yeah. But I can never understand kicking your kid out like right now in this economy. And he was only like 18, 19. It's terrible. I was 20 at the time, so it wasn't creepy. I known this guy since school. Okay, let me get that. Let me clarify that. Yeah, guys. So I am very thankful for where I'm at right now. Life may not be perfect, and life will never be perfect. It will never be perfect, but you know, I'll always be grateful for the life I have. I am very blessed. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna cut the camera off.